Nobody had bigger expectations for himself than John.
And then all of a sudden, it kind of jumped to a different level.
Ultimately, the fact that John was even more relatable than we even knew. You know, I didn't know anything about his family history. I didn't know that he had lost his father at a young age. I didn't know that his grandfather also died of heart failure as well. So the fact that he had experienced such turmoil and trauma as a young boy, and that those coping mechanisms turned him into the man that he was, which is celebrated and special and unique, but that he was also coming to that time in his adult life where those coping mechanisms weren't necessarily as healthy anymore, and that he was starting to do the work on himself to change, and unfortunately, you know, ran out of time.
I think the best documentaries too, you learn a little bit about yourself as well, and I certainly learned a little bit about myself watching John. You know, having a lifelong obsession with him. I mean, a real borderline obsession, and I really saw how he felt like he was living on borrowed time. I shouldn't frame it like that. It felt to me like he was operating as a person living on borrowed time. That he really felt a ticking clock to do all of these different things, to set up his family so that they would be okay. And, you know, I can't imagine what that's like, you know, I really can't, because, you know, in the end, he really wanted to go home. Really, that's more than anything, he just wanted to be home.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it home. Growing up in that industry it's difficult. But I do think that the intersection of people pleaser and mental health issues, there's something interesting happens at that place where you still want to say, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And you're not. And it's a very dangerous thing.
I think the weight of everything he was doing was just too much.
A hazard of this business is that it's very unhealthy for people pleasers.
Can't really do favors for people.
It's a bottomless cup of coffee.
If you go a whole lifetime eating your feelings, drinking your feelings, smoking your nerves, it shows up.
I just think that it's important to talk about loss, and so many people go through it. And I grew up in a generation where there were people that didn't want to talk about it, and you kind of were on the tail end of a generation of people who bottled things up. And I think I'm a testament, my sister, my mother, are a testament of, if you actually talk about these things, there is a relief that comes from that.
And it doesn't matter who they are, celebrity or non-celebrity, you can relate to it. Everyone can relate to it. At the end of the day, a loss is a loss, and it's still hard, and it doesn't matter if it's abrupt or if it's, you know, prolonged.
This whole process has taught me to be open and to be open-minded to new ideas, and to continue to be curious. I actually think as I got through this process, our dad was incredibly curious. He wanted to try new things and new ways of doing things, and that was evident in working on this movie.